Right then, welcome to the workshop, and just doing a sort of a response to a video that Mack Tightwad did with a collapsible folding bush saw, and he was on about whether he could do one with a longer blade. I'm pretty sure I could. It's a couple of bits of kit that I've had to buy to go with it, but what I'm going to try and do is use all the stuff that my missus says I never threw away, and see if I can make something out of what I got. You can see there's a few poles up there, a bit of steel and stuff like that, but I haven't got the time to start using the tap and die set. So I've got a threaded bar, a piece of bar, and a blade. So let's see how I can get on. You can see the price of that. There you go. So that's less than a tenner, but so you got time and effort. So I'll bring you along, see how we go. Cheers. Right, I've got several bits of tubing, and that's solid steel. That's really solid steel, and then I've got these sort of chrome bits that are steel, but they're quite light. Now the difference is obviously everything's going to be governed by the length of the saw blade, and it needs to fit in the end of the tube. Now that's quite tight, and I reckon in and out of there that'll take the edge off that. But this is this one's just about an inch, and you can see there's a little bit more room. So I think I'm going to use that, and then what I've got to do is work out a way of being able to put an end on here. Got an idea, and that involves using the end of this steel pipe. There we go, so you can see it. So the end of that. So I'm going to cut those off and possibly use the end of those. But like all projects, who knows what might happen. I'll bring you back in a bit. Here's a clean up. Right then, get me cleaned up without taking the knuckles off. Here we go. So then, got a blade here, and it's 24 inches long, and the tube I'm going to cut 25 inches just so it gives it a little bit of leeway. I don't want something that's going to be rattling around inside, but we'll see how that goes. I'm going to cut that off now and see how that goes. I'll ring you back in a bit. So what I've done so far is I've chopped the tube in half and then cut up the depth of the blade that's going to go in there. A bit concerned about the walls of this, whether they'll be thick enough to actually hold the blade when I'm sawing. Gone a third of the way up or a third of the way down, made a mark there, same on the other one, and a centre punch that, and then drill a hole in there for the spreader bar. So how we go with that. Boom, boom. A little pilot holes first, followed by the big one. There we go. Right, so that's the hole drilled the centre bar, the spreader bar, and I've now centre punched and marked an inch down from the top where the spreader rod's going to go in. I'm going to drill that now, and that'll obviously drill all the way through to both pieces, and then I'll bring you back after that. Right then, so the next problem to overcome is these two holes. Obviously I need something to be able to latch onto the inside of the tubing. So my solution is a nut and a bolt. I'll just show you how that works, or I hope it'll work. One tube with a slit, and there we go. Yeah, there you go. I'll tidy it up, but that's roughly how it's going to work. Bring you back in a bit. Right then, progress so far. I've got the blade inside the tube. The tube's cut in half, just there. Hopefully you can make that out. There. And then I'm going to cut the thread off an inch above where it needs to be. And that'll be plenty long enough so I can get the tension on the blade. And it's going to stick out that much that end. So I'm going to do that now. And anybody who's ever cut threads before, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a nut up against the, sorry, going wrong way. I'm going to put a nut up against that so that it protects the thread. I'll bring you back in a bit. So anybody who didn't really know what I was on about, you cut against the nut there, and then that protects the, and then you just work the thread back through, and the rough bits that the hacksaw causes, or the disc cutter, allows you to protect the thread a little bit. Obviously the most important thing is, will the locking nuts go back on? Yes. There we go, nice tight fit. Oh, sorry, try and get that in frame. And hopefully you can see that coming out now. Right, that's the next stage then. Bring you back a bit. Right then, so there's a finished article. And I suppose the question is, does it work? So, I'll just put you on the tripod, take you outside, and we'll have a look. But don't go away, there are issues with it, and I'll let you know what they are. Here you go, see the thickness of that, quite dry wood. Right then, so it does work. The Mark 1 admittedly didn't, but it's all the same components. This bar you can see is curved because it's too long at the moment, so that needs shortening. The blade itself is not perhaps as tense as I'd like it to be, but that's probably because that bar's too long. And then the other issue is, I'll just take this off so you can see. The threaded bar itself actually catches on the inside. Just zoom in so you can see. It actually catches on this. So flat bar, or sorry, not flat bar, but round bar, but with the ends, put the thread on would be better. I ain't got the time to do that, to be honest. But so I've made the holes bigger. So yeah, it works. Don't know what else to say about it really. Yeah, there you go, Mac. It works. I'll have a play about with it. and make it as it should be so it does work. And I'll just bring you back, show you it all screwed up so it all goes into the one thing. Right, so there's all the components. 2 tubes. Just turn the viewfinder around so I can see what you're seeing. There's the 2 tubes with the splits in. There and there. To accept the blade. So they go facing each other. The blade itself fits inside the tubes. The bar, the spreader bar, goes down the side. And then the threaded bar. I might get a top for this. Goes in the end. And then I'll zoom you in on that. That goes on there. I'll just bring you into shot at the other end. And I'll just bring you back out rather than in. That tightens up on there. Turn it round. That tightens up on there, and then you've got a full bar that will either go inside your Bergen and stick out slightly, or on most Bergens, or on a lot of Bergens that I'm aware of anyway, they have a place on the outside for putting skis and stuff like that, and that'll slip down the end, outside of there. Well, it does on mine anyway. Obviously most of my Bergens are military. It's not perfect. I'm going to play around with it perhaps over the weekend and try and get it perfect, but I want to get this video up, and I've got other stuff to do, real life, and hope you found that of interest. And there you go, Mac. There's your wood saw with a 24-inch, hopefully you can read that, 24-inch 610mm blade in. Cheers guys, I hope you found that of interest. Cheers.